Speak. Eyewitness News reporter Ed Krupp is live now with one of our mobile newsrooms in Raleigh with the story of Officer Bradshaw's emotional return to work today.
Yeah, Steve, looking at this demolished patrol car, it's hard to imagine that anybody could have survived this grinding crash, but the officer who was in here did barely survive, and now after a miraculous recovery is back on the job.
Welcome back to the unit. So good to see you.
That's an example of how this day went for Capitol Police Officer Brandon Bradshaw. Everywhere he turned, there were greetings from well-wishers. The reason even strangers are saying it's good to have you back is because on a July evening last year when Bradshaw was pulled out of his police cruiser, many thought he wouldn't live. The driver of a Ford Explorer hit him after running a red light at a downtown intersection, and Bradshaw suffered a number of injuries. The worst was brain trauma, which left him comatose for more than a week.
When I first came out of a coma, I had a neck brace on my neck and I couldn't move my head. And I didn't know what had happened really. And I was told I had a broken neck. I had a hard time breathing and talking. I had bruised liver, bruised ribs, and bruised kidney.
After more than 10 months of recovery and grueling physical therapy, Bradshaw's finally back on the job, 3 days a week at first and then full-time. And if anyone's ever told you that once you learn to ride a bike, you never forget, Bradshaw's here to tell you that's not true when you're recovering from a head injury. Then you have to relearn almost everything.
It took me about a good 10 minutes to learn how to ride the bike again.
There's one bittersweet note to Bradshaw's return, and riding by the Legislative Building is a reminder. Because of a revenue shortfall, the state Senate's budget would cut the 64-member Capitol Police Force in half. But Bradshaw, who says he's wanted to be a cop since he was a little boy, isn't going to let that take away from his triumphant return.
My lifelong dream has come true twice in one life. It's really hard to explain, and sometimes I get a little emotional and tore up about it, but I'm here to say it's a wonderful feeling to be back.
And so Brandon Bradshaw did indeed survive this terrible crash. It will be interesting to see if the Senate budget goes through, whether his job survives the cuts. Reporting live.